Advent season and Christmas. And today what we're looking at is we're looking at this idea of in a season of loss. I think we have all definitely been through a season of loss, over this past year. For some people that's been a very literal loss of a loved one or a job or any number of things. And I think as well for all of us, there's sort of this I don't know, this loss at a soul level that's been really hard. It was yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Some statistics I could tell you, but I'm not going to bore you with that stuff. It just is interesting to be aware of that and to feel that season of loss. And I was reading some stuff yesterday, and they were talking about how much, with the divisiveness in our culture right now, how each side believing the other side is absolutely categorically wrong, evil, and bad, where there used to be this position that different sides were just different perspectives and how could we work together. We've lost parts of that. And I do feel like there's all kinds of things like that do kind of wear. I mean, they wear on me. I don't want to have those arguments. I don't want to have those debates. I want to move forward. And I'm sure many of you join me with that. And so it feels on many levels like a season of loss in many ways. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk today about a beautiful prophecy. Again, we've been looking at prophecies as we move towards Advent. A beautiful prophecy that talks about loss, and it talks about how God kind of comes into loss and works with loss. And it's one that's very well known. I love it dearly. This is from Isaiah 11. Again, this is written hundreds and hundreds of years before the birth of Christ, but it is a prediction out that way. A shoot shall come out of from the stump of Jesse. So I actually have a painting of this in my at our cabin, and it's just a stump with just a tiny little branch coming out of it. And a branch shall grow out of his roots. The Spirit of the Lord shall rest on him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord. I find that image so beautiful. It comes down to that behold, I make everything new. And that idea that for many of us it feels like it's a little cut off right now, that we're here dealing with loss, we're sitting with loss. And how does God kind of work into that? It's interesting, right? And there's just this beautiful image. And just picture it, folks. Like just hold for a second your own loss, the loss you're holding, and it could be a very literal loss, could be a figurative loss, could be a loss of your spirit, could be a loss in a more tangible sense or physical sense, I should say. And just imagine that. And then imagine just a little shoot growing out of that. I love this image for a number of reasons. One is it calls loss what it is. It calls loss, and it is, and it feels that way, and it's very challenging and difficult, and it's just a loss. It's just a loss, and there's no getting around it. The tree has been cut down, and yet there's these tiny little shoots, these tiny little branches that just remind us that the growth just keeps going on. I remember years ago doing a sermon on trees, and it was looking. They had a cross cut of a tree, and it was really interesting to notice how the rings worked and that there were rings where you could see where there had been a fire that had scarred the tree, and yet the tree had continued to grow. The tree had continued to grow, and you could look back. It wasn't like the smoke ring, so to speak, disappeared. It was still there. It was just incorporated into a much bigger experience. So, folks, this Advent season, know that God does come to us in new ways around loss. And it's oftentimes feels to me like sort of well, how would I phrase it? I guess maybe a sober arrival might be the way I say it. In a season of loss, we just very gently start to see God still at work, and the loss is still there, but God's still at work. And maybe just that can be our takeaway for today. Just like where might you be seeing not the tree that's been cut down, but the tiny little shoot that's just starting to grow, that God's just very tenderly sort of holding there and holding as we move into our future. It's something to think about. Again, a beautiful image. Um, yeah, and a beautiful thought to think about. So that's what we're going to carry today. And what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little meditation. We're going to do a little prayer, a little blessing. And as we ring this bell, like, just give yourself a moment to just think about that. Like, all right, this is the loss. There's this loss. And where do we just see a little tender shoot just starting to grow? Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and bring you peace, bring you home. Amen. All right, dear friends. So if you would like to leave a comment, please do. You can leave it on New Church Live's Facebook page. That's where I'll be reading them off of. You can also leave it on my Facebook page or the other places we post, but this will be the one I'll be reading from on this fine, very chilly morning. So just about have it pulled up here. All right. So saying hi to the folks who are joining us this morning. So a quick hello. Joy, good morning to you, my friend. Jen, great to see you joining us this morning, and hopefully you're having a great time down south there. Linda, good morning to you, my friend. Mandy, out there in the Midwest, good morning to you, Mandy. Sherry, hope you have a beautiful day as well down there in Tennessee. Patricia, great to see you, my friend. Always love to see that little heart. Martha, good morning to you. Marcus, hope you have a great day as well, buddy. Angela, wishing you the very best on your little farm with your beautiful family out there in Schuylkill County. So just wishing you folks all the very best. Have a great day. And again, I know a lot of folks, most folks join us later in the day. If you join us later in the day or later in the week, please feel free to leave a comment. I was just answering some this morning from previous services. Please feel free to go ahead and leave a comment and reach out, and we'll help you in any way we can, folks. All right. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.